Boom. Gardner is in the house. It is Monday? No, it is Tuesday. Lost my train of thought there. Weeks go by, days go by, fly, fly, fly. Anyway, gang, thanks for tuning in. Today, I want to drop some conversation around the risky doorway of possibility. The risky doorway of possibility. Yeah, so this is spurred on. Obviously, for those of you that follow me, I have had an amazing last 4 days. I was over in Vancouver. Hey Aaron, I was at an event called the Beautiful House of Business. It was a Vancouver hub event, which was coincided with a worldwide global movement with hubs all over the world, showcasing great talks and artistry and dance and music, everything about art, romance, business, philosophy, all coming into one thing to elevate the human condition. And a doorway opened. A risky doorway, but a doorway opened for me. I was asked to fill in, to be a keynote, and to take the stage for 90 minutes and share my view, share my story, share my whatever. And of course, I took that opportunity. But it fuels this conversation that I want to share with you today, and that is that, risks. What are risks? The word risk, that is risky. Risky is what? Risky is like this trepidation. It's like this impending failure. There's some kind of like sense of dread or doom on the other side of the risk, right? And if we think about it though, that life is nothing but a series of choices. Every second, every minute, every day, and so forth and so on. They can be big, they can be small, they can be medium. At the end of the day, they're choices. And for me, choices are risks. Because when you think about it, at the end of the day, we really don't have control over any decision we make. We may make a choice. We may take a risk. What's on the other side of that, that outcome, we ultimately don't have any bearing on it. So, number one, I want to remind us that let's change our perception of what the word risk means. It's just a choice. Okay? Now, what we perceive as the varying outcome will have an effect on us as to what is the pressure that we put on said choice or said desired end result. That's where it gets tricky, right? That's where we start to associate with the outcome as opposed to being in the moment. How will I be judged? What happens if I fall flat on my face? What happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? And here's the question. Fuck that. The most important question is, what will happen if you don't? What will happen if you don't? Because that is hell on earth, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I did a Facebook Live, I don't even know, probably a few months ago at this point, and it was called, it was Zero Regrets. It was about the word regret, and if anybody hasn't seen that, I would welcome you to go in the search bar and just type in Zero Regrets, because it was a very well received and powerful Facebook Live on that word, and it ties directly into that question. What will happen if you don't? So many of us are paralyzed. So many of us are in this constant state of purgatory, this indecision. Is it too risky? I can't do that. well, what happens? What's going to happen if I do that? And what, it's like, no. If it's aligned with your truth, if it's aligned with you, it's not too risky. If you know your truth and honor your truth, the inevitable outcome, whatever that will be, there will be an acceptance of that. Because here's the deal, gang. You go through a doorway. What happens? You ultimately have another decision make. You go to the right door or the left door. Onward and onward, right? Is it too risky? Is a job that sucks the life out of you too risky? Is a relationship that doesn't serve you, is that too risky? You want to get off the couch and go to a gym and go into a gym for the first time in 20 years. Is that too risky? Sign up for a marathon. Go have that conversation with your child that you haven't had in a while. Pick up the phone. Call your folks. Is that too risky? Because here's the thing, you go out on the skinny branches. Out on the skinny branches, take the courage, walk out on the skinny branches, and your truth will always help you to fly. Guaranteed. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Veronica. It's choices, gang. It's always about choices. On the other side of that doorway, on the other side of that nervousness and that anxiety and that fear is an arena of possibilities. So, this weekend, that doorway was presented to me. And it probably took me all of about 2.2 seconds to give it a hell yeah. And so I walked in, and now, because I didn't hesitate, because I acted in accordance with my truth and what serves me, my eyes, my being has been open to a whole new world of possibilities, a whole new community of people, a whole new love and energy to elevate the world. Because I took a risk, because I took a choice. I made a choice. So for you, that doorway, whatever doorway that is, could lead you to the undiscovered country. And worst case, if it doesn't, if that landscape, that view doesn't really light your fire, doesn't fulfill you in a way that you think, just look right and look left. Because you have two doors, always. Make a choice. All right, so the moral of the story is just change your perception of the word risk. It's not risky, it's a choice. A risk is a choice. When you think about the word choice, well, that doesn't seem too bad, does it? There's no impending doom. There's no falling forward. There's no failure. There's no being embarrassed. There's no judgment. Choice. But with risk, we get all those. With risk, we associate all this stuff. No, it's the same. Because we don't know the outcome of either. So let's just call everything a choice. I had a choice to step in front of people and give my story for 90 minutes and put myself out there in contribution to try to raise the human condition. And it was a choice. And now, my world, my soul is better for it. So whatever that is for you, find the courage, make a choice, go through the doorway. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your loved ones. And that's a step forward. And right behind that will be another door. Love you guys. Mad love to the courageous. The world is full of possibilities. Let's all make a choice. All right, cheers.